Hello, hello, hey, this is your girl, Miss Miranda Wrights. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You're on. You're on.
Hey, guys, this is Miss Miranda Wrights, and you are listening to Let's Talk Pot, your one and only marijuana radio station. I'm your girl, Miranda Wrights. This is K Hyde, and you're listening, again, Hash It Out. You guys can join us on YouTube. That's subscribe to YouTube, K Hyde, K space Hyde. There you'll be able to check out all of our video shows, including our live feed that is on right now. Phone lines are available. You can give us a call at 591-5874 or the 719-591-KUSH. So, guys, how's it going today?
Great. Excellent. Well, hungover from yesterday. We're doing good. Got out of bed, showered. I'm acclimated now to Colorado. You can tell. I lost the sunglasses.
Oh, you ready for that daytime sunlight then? That bright mountain reflection, I think is what.
Don't worry, we're gonna fix that problem here in about 2 minutes. We're gonna get them all nice and glossy for you.
So today we have with us again, if you joined us yesterday, we had quite a conversation going on with the lovely Miss Tori Chappelle and Presence Tibbetts. So they joined me again here today so that we could get a little bit more on the topic about yesterday since we got cut off a little bit early. I swear they need to just give me 2 hours.
They do. They do. It's serious stuff and they're great conversations. Yeah, every time I've been, an hour's just not long enough. But I guess we're girls, we always have something to say, right?
Yeah, well, that's actually one of the things my program director had mentioned to me on my first day when I said, well, I don't know, what do I say? He said, well, you're a girl. You talk on the phone, don't you? Mm-hmm. So, do you remember those days back in like high school when you fall asleep on the phone with a boy?
I do.
Did you ever do that, Presence?
My David travels for work all over the country, so it's not something I used to do in high school. It's something we still do because, I mean, I wouldn't see my husband for like 6 months at a time for his job. So,
wow, that would suck. I couldn't do that. It's like military spouses. I could never be a military spouse.
Oh no, I could never be a military spouse. I'm way too needy. But thankfully, with David's job, I was still able to go out and see him sometimes. But I mean, he was out there saving the environment, saving the world. So, it's really good money. What am I going to do?
And David is your husband. I met him yesterday, right? That's what we were talking about?
Yeah.
He is so nice. He's such a sweet guy. Hopefully, David, if you're listening, like you said, you were going to be giving you a shout out there. So, hello.
I'm good glass.
I'm trying to find my pen. I don't know what the heck I do with it. So, anyways, first of all, for this show today, we have kind of a new announcement. I would like to announce that my show, Hash It Out, is now sponsored by my great friend Aaliyah and the Stoner High Girls from Denver, Colorado. So today's show is brought to you by the Stoner High Girls.
Yeah. We love you, Aaliyah. Miss you. Hope you'll be at my house tomorrow.
And actually, Aaliyah, if you're listening, go ahead and give us a call, girl. You can talk to us and tell us all about why I decided to sponsor my show, besides the fact that you're just being a good friend to me.
For the people that don't know what the Stoner High Girls are, we're a promotional modeling for cannabis-friendly models that do different events. You don't have to just have a cannabis event where the girls will come to any type of event. They're beautiful women, and they're very knowledgeable in cannabis. They're not just going to sit there and be pretty women. They're going to be able to tell you different aspects of cannabis. They're going to be able to actually have an engaged in a conversation with you on the topic rather than just being there and being pretty.
And that's exactly what we need in this community, especially, well, not just even men or women. We just need knowledgeable people, as a whole. So there's no discrimination against guys or girls. I mean, I'll watch some good-looking men get body painted if you don't mind me saying so.
Well, Miranda, you know that I'm the hugest pervert in the world. For those of you who don't actually know me or follow me on Facebook, I'm closer to 40 than 20, but I act like I'm a 15-year-old boy. I don't know, Cougar Town, it's my fault. I'm from Sarasota, Florida. What do you want? What's your instinct? Oh, come here, baby, let me get some of that. Let me tell you, Colorado is home of the beautiful people. Walking through Manitou Springs today, and I go to California next month. And I've never been to California or seen the ocean. That's supposed to be the home of the beautiful people.
That's what I was just going to say. I thought Cali was supposed to be
Let me tell you, Colorado, at least Manitou Springs, is getting close. I don't know.
It's the weed.
It's the weed. Absolutely. Everybody's sexy. They're thin. They're active. They're tan and sparkly and happy.
Well, actually, Colorado Springs was actually voted one of the fittest countries in America.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the people here, aside from just cannabis use, they are overall healthy people and trying to remain active, remain fit, and, they're actually more It's the weed. I'm not gonna lie. They want it replace a lot of the bad stuff. You know what I mean? And you can actually replace a lot of supplements with cannabis, which I didn't know that you could do. Which I mean, so it takes it to a whole nother realm besides just.
Tori, please correct me if I'm wrong about this. I think you'd probably be the best to answer. Isn't it true, like, hemp has full nutritional value? Like, you could live off just that yourself. It has every single vitamin that you would need to sustain life.
Yeah, it's actually it's a superfood health
Actually,
product.
the ladies out down at Granny's Hash, they were telling us, they told me a little bit about that. I can't remember specifically what they said, short-term memory loss kind of thing. But she was when they have the setup that they have with all of the stages of the plant from root to growing all the way up to the full plant itself, but they actually have a part where they had the root pulled out and you can see it, and she was talking about how they they found ways to reuse the root. And I know that the weed pimps, they were talking about taking that root part and compacting it, I think they're saying, and they were using it for fire starters.
They would do so good for the fire. My stalks from my plants, my stems make excellent firewood.
Yeah.
So that is wonderful too. I never would have thought that.
Yeah, it's a plant that every part of it's used, every part of it's versatile, and we can even get medicine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we talked about this yesterday, I know we've talked about before. You don't have to consume cannabis as a recreational or even a medical patient. There's no part of cannabis that cannot enrich and better the environment. I mean, from everything from we do not need to drill into the earth anymore ever again. Hemp can make oil for our cars. We don't need to cut down any more of the rainforest ever again. For anyone who's never seen marijuana grow, it grows incredibly quickly. It grows very fast. It gets big and bushy. I mean, it really, if you want to grow quality marijuana, then of course you're going to give it a lot of extra attention. But I mean, even 15-year-old high school kids do it. So
In the woods.
Although we're not condoning anybody under the age.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that anybody, children should do it, or you should grow either way. But I mean, the reality.
The fact is, I mean, just look at like mountain plants, look at Afghanis and land races and stuff before we started breeding, make them look a bit more special.
Yeah, actually, I just saw on Facebook that the ladies over there at iBake had one of the Australian hunters there yesterday or the day before, something like that. I'm not sure when it was, but that'd be cool. I like to meet some of those guys. I still feel like such a rookie when it comes to everything in this whole cannabis industry because, man, I thought I knew a lot and I thought I was very educated, but the more and more I step out into it, the more I realized I didn't know shit. I knew about how to smoke pot, and that was pretty much about it.
Let me tell you, there's growing, there's extracting, there's lobbying, there's selling, there's the industry, there's activism, there's medical. I mean, it is encompassing of so many facets of society and I think that's why this is such a dynamic movement and such an important movement, not just on the topic of cannabis legalization, but on renewable resources and parents' rights and reclaiming a lot of the values we used to have in the country.
Maybe one day we can take a field trip up to Denver and we can go to my friend's lab and you can see where they do the lab stuff. And also, it's so cool. Hi, Nate. If you don't mind, I'm talking about you.
Is that the guy you were talking about yesterday?
No, that's different. No, that's a different person. But he's out in California. But hopefully we can go up there and see him. But what I was getting to is he actually has a machine that turns hemp into gas oil for your car. So yeah, hopefully maybe one day coming up soon we can go up there. I did want to real quick before we get too far into the show, give a shout out to Travis Perkins at the 420 Speakeasy for hooking us all up.
Yes, thank you so much, Travis. We are down here in the studio, and for the first time ever, somebody finally decided to help a lady out down here and help her get to feeling a little bit better for our show. He hooked us up with this awesome Silver Surfer vaporizer down here, so it is definitely helping us for today's show.
And he provided us for the wax. So
yes. And even yesterday after the show, we needed to chill and just celebrate a wonderful show and get to know each other, and that Travis had a great place for us to hang out. It's very accommodating.
He provided us with some great margaritas, and Presence is over here trying to get me to tempt her to give her lap tips at the 420 yesterday. That was interesting.
It worked out. She did it. She's a good girl. She does what she's told.
Hey, now I do what I'm told when I feel like.
That's
I
right.
do what I want.
She does what she wants.
I do what I want. Right?
She's a good wifey.
Oh, geez. Now we're going to get me in trouble here. So, yesterday we didn't really get to too much into talking about the whole Parents for Pot organization. I know that we kind of got distracted talking about Roger swinging from his skin, which, by the way, Roger, you're still a freak. I love you, but you're still a freak. So, Tori, can you explain to us a little bit more about what the whole Parents for Pot organization is? Because I had never actually heard about them, and I met the lady at the High Times Cannabis Cup, Ashley, and she was so sweet. I was her and a gentleman there, and they were excited to meet more moms that are for the movement and stuff like that. So could you just touch base a little bit about that?
Actually, Parents for Pot, the executive directors, we have me and Brandon Krensler, who's known as Canadad, father to Bray Michaela out in Oregon, who helped cure her leukemia with cannabis oil. Anna Diaz is an advocate and activist in Oregon. Mickey Martin, of course, is our treasurer and one of the founders. Fuck Mickey, always. Everybody loves some Fuck Mickey. Walking in here, mention Parents for Pot, and people are like, oh yeah, we know Mickey Martin. Yeah, that's just how you roll with Mickey. But also Betty Retro, DJ Reimer out of Minnesota, who's going to be joining me pretty soon, a couple weeks in Colorado.
When you meet this woman, make sure you get a hug from DJ, because that woman gives the best hugs of probably anybody on the land. I mean, you could just feel it all the way through your body.
I've actually never met my Parents for Pot co-founders. This is my first, I haven't. And actually, that's what my summer I'm doing. But Parents for Pot is, we're across the board about ending prohibition, whether it's medical, whether it's adult use, whether it's hemp prohibition. We understand that the way that it impacts families is incredibly detrimental.
And somebody was telling me that they will actually, if you are having trouble with the law or something like that with your children, they will actually help, and go in and fight on your behalf, or stand up for you.
Yeah, we have resources, and we can also, when I drove through to Colorado, I went to my home state of Kansas, and Amber Thurman case is there. She's a medical marijuana patient, a seizure patient with a daughter whose daughter was kidnapped by the state of Kansas, and they're trying to force Amber back to live in Kansas, even though she's fighting her seizures successfully as a seizure patient in Arizona. So it's a threat to her, not only her ability to mother, but her health. There's also the famous case of Shauna Banda, who wrote Live Free or Die and cured her own Crohn's, and she lived within an hour of the Colorado border in Garden City. Her son spoke about the truth about medical marijuana at school during a marijuana resource thing, and they took him away. So,
I heard about that.
Yeah.
And is this kind of, I think this is what you were talking to me about yesterday, and you kind of really touched me in a way because, presence and a perverted mind. Okay. No, but you were saying, so
wait, where was I?
what I'm doing and what all of us here at the station are doing, just coming out openly, speaking about what we're doing, she's getting 30 years for.
Yeah.
Or other people across the country are getting jail time, getting their children taken away from them. So us being here openly going on the air like this is a pretty important thing to do. I never really even looked at it that way. And I was down at the speakeasy last night at 420 speakeasy, and I was talking with some of the weed pimps, and I was telling them, because they were laughing about the show and stuff, and I told them, I'm like, look, you guys want to do something? And because they didn't know that you were on my show yesterday, so as soon as I named her, they're like, wait, who is she? And I told them who you were and stuff. They're like, wait, what did she say about us? Like, she was telling us that we have, something very detrimental in our hands here, that we have a huge, huge responsibility to take this seriously, simply because what we're doing, people are getting put in prison for.
Oh, yeah, for 30 years.
And then the fact that
I almost lost Mason over it.
Yeah.
I mean, they were going to completely strip Kaya of her rights to Mason, because I smoke pot.
As a grandmother.
And I can't believe that. I mean, I know that people are afraid to talk about it because they're going to lose their jobs, but I never thought about, them worrying about getting fired from the people that are around them or from the new, or getting your children taken away because your mom smokes weed. Like, that's ludicrous.
And I live in Wisconsin, and I'm a medical marijuana patient. We were talking earlier about replacing all your supplements and stuff. I replaced all of my medications, almost a dozen, with cannabis, and started hiking. And now I climb mountains in Colorado when I'm here, and I can medicate. And wow. Speaking about it in Wisconsin, just like we were talking about Diane Fornbacher out east, for her son speaking about hemp, when you're in the public eye and you're in an illegal state, when you stand up and you're like, this is what's right and this is my experience, experience, but you're still living in an illegal state. It's a whole nother pressure. So, and you know, the politicians tell us, well, we want to see what happens in Colorado. Well, let me tell you, that's why the people in Colorado are going to tell you they have a big responsibility to set a good example and to keep fighting. And you guys are doing a great job. But there's a lot of issues around the rest of the country that is driving the refugee
Market.
Yes, absolutely. And you guys are very blessed to be here, and I'm very proud of everybody in Colorado and what they're doing. But you know, we need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting for the other states and the refugees and where they come from.
Nobody should have to move and leave their family and homes behind. I mean, just our court case alone to get Mason out of Pennsylvania cost us over $40,000. That had nothing to do with our moving costs. Our moving costs, I mean, it cost us almost 20 grand. I mean, just to get into my house alone, just the house, no electricity, cable, nothing, was $4 grand just to get the keys to the door.
And these are families, a lot of the parents and a lot of the, you know, have personal disabilities. They've like fibromyalgia, MS, stuff like that. And then they have children that are on Medicaid or SSDI for being very disabled. And parents, you know, either way, there's a parent of a sick child or sick yourself, you have a lot of costs. You know, there's people declare medical bankruptcy all the time, and it's so hard. You can't afford to move to safety. So many people can't.
Well, and another thing that I mean, it's not really just in the cannabis industry, but as far as getting like with Medicaid and when you're involved with getting welfare and getting food stamps and stuff like that. So one thing that I just learned was, because I've grown up here my whole life pretty much, but I moved to Texas for a year. It was smack dab right in the middle of Texas. And just the amount of benefits that you get here in Colorado versus other states, it is amazing. I can't believe, I mean, my sister-in-law was getting half of what I was getting for 3 children in Texas for what I was getting for 1 here in Colorado.
It's the conservative states are much different.
In Florida, I think for food stamps, it topped out at like $250. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, who can live on that?
Yeah, it's the conservative states that we're seeing that are, you know, patients are the most strapped coming from to Colorado. But then that's the thing, they're used to a certain cost in those cash-strapped states. They come to Colorado and the cost of living is increasing phenomenally.
Because there's so many people.
Because there's so many people.
I should go into real estate at this point in Colorado.
Everybody
Every
says
single
that.
day I am searching for houses for people. I mean, all over the state. You know, if anybody is moving here to Colorado and needs help with either housing or a cannabis-friendly rental house, again, it's Presence Tibbetts. Hit me up. I do work with realtors around the state to help people. I don't make anything of money out of it. It's just something I do because I know
I
how
have
hard
been
it
saying
is.
for as long as I can remember that if there is a real estate office out there or a real estate agent that can have some type, just a heart and have compassion, there are so many things that you can do to help these people that are coming here. Because, okay, I was a mortgage banker. I know I've done the whole little back part of it to where you can see, you know, what it takes to qualify for what type of a loan that you get. And the amount of deductions that they put in and that they do, it's like, I'm not saying break the law by any means, but I'm saying that you can definitely take into consideration what these people are going through when you're looking at their medical expenses and when you're looking at what their just whole housing expense is based on the fact that they are a medical patient. You know what I mean? They're not lifestyle, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not privileges that they are taking it by choice. You know what I mean? And just somebody being able to be open-minded enough to even just see that part, it can make a world of difference when helping somebody purchase a home.
And I think companies, actually realtor companies, stuff like that, should start working with refugee organizations.
We do. They do. We are.
Yep, and you know, there's more refugee organizations popping up all the time. And
The American Medical Refugee Foundation is a great one. There are many resources.
See, and there's so many great organizations out there. We'll have to start talking about more of the help that's always out there. Because if you're out there and you're trying to get here to Colorado, there's an entire community here with open arms ready to help you. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be afraid to mention that you need help or just mention that you're scared and that you're going through something. You know, there are people here that understand, even if there's not anybody around you close that's willing to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's the wonderful thing that I'm finding here in Colorado is the community. You know, people are coming here for the right reasons, for their health, their freedom, their family, and it's a beautiful thing. And people, you know, there tend to be a lot of people that understand each other and a lot of give and take. And it's a great great community.
We're all going through the same thing, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get back on that topic here in just a minute. We're gonna go to a break. This is your girl, Miss Miranda Wrights on Hash It Out. Okay, hi, lettalkpot.com.
It's the fix, the Jetterbox fix. Hanging off the butts with the fat soul kicks. That's my nickel bag of funk. My nickel bag of funk. Nickel bag of funk. The nickel took me up. I said a nickel bag of funk.
Newfound freedom. Actually, come to the Pueblo West.
It is a little weird.
Yeah, it's what is it?
That's why
So, hey, Sonar, you guys sound all kinds of jacked up in our head. Can't figure out why.
Jacked up in our head. In our head.
It's really distorted. Yeah, I don't know. Is there something on my end that I should be pushing?
Times like now,
You don't have to be scared.
Okay.
you're right. And besides, my navigation does
They're a great new maps
Okay.
from MMI.
It's a little better. It still sounds like
my email address or some presentation or something.
Nope, just stop by any of the businesses that sponsor them, like Beyond Nails and Spa, located at 41.
it's like the commercials are really loud and you guys are far away and muffled. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You do
It freaks me out when I don't got you guys in my head.
Did you guys come from Joe's?
Yeah. Is that better? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, just keep turning it up a little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, yeah, you're hitting a better one.
Okay, cool. See, you get a room full of boys and they mess up everything. Sorry, I'm just trying to do it in my head.
I know.
What's that?
Do me a favor. Say no.
No.
No. Say no.
No.
Say hell no.
Hell no.
Okay. These are the two phrases you need to use to train. Right? No more of these. I don't care that it's. No, I got a show. Beat it. Well, I get you out. Like you said, over there. Never seen the boy do a woman's job? Woman kick the ass out.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right. Okay.
All I'm saying is realize your power. We got people like this.
Okay.
Squeeze sometimes. Let them know.
All right.
They fucking love this man.
Okay, 30 seconds.
That was badass. Sit down, baby.
That makes
Sit
all
down.
the difference. If you want cheap synthetic pesticides, then Eagles Nest is not for you. But if you want quality, expertise, and service, then head 10 minutes west of downtown Springs, about 1 mile past the Pikes Peak exit, and look south while on Highway 24. Like them on Facebook
Or give them a call at 719-687-2978. No better quality. It's best at the best.
Handier than a lighter leash. Listen anywhere.
This segment looks good. See what? Which one? I'm trying to move the camera, but I can't. Hey, and we're back. This is your girl, Miss Miranda Wrights. So I'm hoping that this is when I'm supposed to start talking because I can't hear the guys in my head over there out in Chicago. So hopefully this is, you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. So we are back. We just went to the break for a brief moment. You are listening to Miss Miranda Wrights on Hash It Out. This is K High. letstalkpot.com, your one and only FCC approved marijuana station. So you can check us out on YouTube. Let's go to youtube.com, of course, and subscribe to K High. That's K space high. There you'll be able to check out all of our video feeds, including the live feed that is happening right now. So, Ms. President, if you want to give a shout out to our YouTube watchers, there you go.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, so where did Tori go? She just disappeared. She was back or something?
Yeah, she just had to, she'll be right back.
Okay. So, what were we talking about before we went to the break?
I don't know, but
Shout out again to Travis for the Silver Surfer
I'm
brand,
gonna
okay?
see how many dabs I can do through the show, and apparently I'm on like, I don't know, 10 or something. I
Are you
feel
really?
great.
You already had 10?
Well, I like doing little tiny ones, you know, but whatever, I feel good.
Well, that's always good.
Would you like a dab?
Well, yeah,
Little dab will do you.
right, of course. So,
Okay, let's talk about what dabbing is for the people that don't know.
okay, do you want to break that one down?
Okay, so
Concentrate a little?
basically what dabbing is fancy hash. Everybody in the news is making this big thing about these dangerous drugs. No, all dabs are is fancy hash, just like they did in the 60s where they would hot knife it. So now they just use a little
Oh
bit
my
of,
gosh, that reminds me. Okay, so I moved, my dad not too long ago moved into my house, okay? Just because it's closer to his work and whatever. So going through all of the old boxes and stuff, right? I found this old, it was like old jewelry box that I used to have from school. And it was like, okay, it was like my little stoner box. Okay, it had all like my little old pipes in it. It had a couple like broken like pieces of glass in there. It had just different crap in it, right? Just old stuff, stunk like old resin. But in the side pocket, I actually found 2 butter knives that we used to use to take keef hits. You know what I mean? Back in the day. And so I pulled them and I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here. I was like, do you guys remember dabbing at its finest? Like, oh shit.
Right,
And everybody was
exactly.
looking at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, man, that makes me feel so old. It makes
That's
me feel
exactly-
so old.
that's really what it is. Now they just have different ways that they extract it. They can use BHO is what's usually in the news because unfortunately amateurs or rookies try to have no business making something that they don't understand, but it is dangerous and should be left to the professionals.
Right.
And I know I'll probably get some haters for that comment, but that's okay. Don't blow yourselves up.
Well, that's why we're
Save the weed.
Well, that's why there's such restrictive legislation that's actually impacting parents who make their own concentrates for their children in cities like Denver. Brian Wilson, father of Vivian Wilson on the Weed documentary, had to fight to save his right to make alcohol extractions for his daughter. And parents need to have that control and that capability. They shouldn't have to move around if the city decides they suddenly want to change the law. These are refugees. We need to welcome them and consider their needs as well, because unfortunately, we're getting a lot of out-of-staters and new plants and stuff, but they're booming the economy. They're here for the right reasons. We need to support them. So that needs to always be a consideration.
The extractions of concentrates that Tori was talking about are not dangerous to make. They're very easy. I hate cooking. I'm very famous for how much I hate cooking, and even I can do it safely and securely. What we're talking about where they're putting tighter restrictions on would be like more of the butane or the propane, but it's
impacting parents
people
making
aren't
alcohol
exactly
extractions as well, and that's why parents need to be involved with the legislative process.
because these legislators and these people making the laws don't realize that there's many different ways to do extractions. I mean, if you're making butter at home, that shouldn't land me on a manufacturing charge.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
seriously.
I don't know too much about like all the different extraction types and all that kind of stuff. I just know that the one time every time actually when I think about it, the only thing I really ever hear about is hash extraction lab can blow up your house just like a meth lab can.
Yeah.
So if it to me, just for somebody that doesn't know that much about it,
If you
why the hell am I gonna have to do something that I'm gonna blow my shit up?
Miranda,
Like,
Everybody's a
I'm-
weed scientist nowadays, honey.
I'm pretty good buddies with one of the locals that runs one of the more well-known concentrate cups. I'll give him a call when we leave, and maybe he can come on and maybe really lay it out. Because I'm not, and I do not do extractions. I don't work with closed loop systems or none of that. I mean, I have the general idea of how it's done, but we can get him in here. Hopefully, I'm sure he'll say yes. He's got a huge heart. He's never told me no yet. So,
Well, I pulled it up
and
on
he
here.
can really, really break it down for you one day.
I would like that actually, because to me, everything. So I talk to Sierra often, and I talk to I have a few people that have a little bit of knowledge in this industry, and they'd be talking to me, and I feel like I'm back in a chemistry class. Like, what the hell? I don't understand any of these extraction compounds and different things you guys are talking about. Like, okay, cool, that sounds like some science shit. I'll just wait till it's done.
Well, see, and thank you, because everybody nowadays thinks they're weed scientists.
No,
They're
see,
gonna try it
I
with their
know
own
my
hand.
strength, and when it comes to mad scientists, yeah, no, I would rather not blow myself up, just because I'm not gonna lie and say I know what the fuck I'm doing.
No,
I
isn't
don't.
that the wonderful thing about the market here in Colorado? If you don't want to make it yourself, then you can just go buy it in a store.
Exactly. You can
That's
find somebody that does, and it's not illegal. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And you're not serving that black market that we kept talking about, and how they say it's going to take away the black market. That's a stupid idea to think it's going to happen that way.
Well, there'll always be a black market. And
There's a black market
for shoes, for purses. Like, come on now.
That's
You know,
exactly
come
what
on.
I said. There's always going to be it. There's always going to have that person that has the homie hookup. That's what I said. There's always somebody with a better deal. You know what I mean? It's always
What I love about
I got
about this industry, like the cannabis industry in the community, is it's, you know, the homie hookup has kept it alive for the last 30 years. You know, it's been the G's, it's been the black market. So, you know, not that that's what we need to stick to. That's why we need to repeal prohibition completely, you know, because it takes away the bad parts of the black market, you know, and
well, at the end of the day,
free market.
we're all really fighting for the same thing, whether it's legal or illegal. It's the same thing. It's the same product. It's the same.
If we in prohibition,
Method.
can we keep the hula hoop girls? So I really like them.
Girls.
You know, the girls at the clubs, they're super high.
Well,
they're
you
always
know,
hula hooping.
We have
you
go-go
know.
girls and alcohol clubs and stuff like that. Of course we can keep them. We'll
What
just, you know,
wait. What hula hoop girls are you talking about?
I mean, I know some hula hoop girls. They're pretty
Stephanie is a hula hoop girl at Travis's club. We'll go over there. We'll make her hula hoop for us when we leave.
Is it like the girls that have been at the burlesque stuff have endeavored they do a lot of
Sure, yeah.
Well, it's
You
really
saw that. We saw the hula hoop girls at the circus. Remember?
Okay, so I know what you're talking about. Why would they go away?
It was a failed attempt at humor. When they closed the speakeasy in the prohibition back in the 20s, they got rid of the can girls
Sorry,
and
I missed
the
that whole
flapper
thing.
girls. And
Well, instead of strippers in bars, we'll have hula hoop girls in lounges.
Shit, I want to see some fire.
oh yeah,
Okay,
the fire. Yeah, I was gonna see some bitches with fire too. I think I can make that happen.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm the homie hookup. I know a guy. Always.
Homie hookup. There you go. See. Okay.
Miranda will tell you.
So back to this, I pulled up the weedblog.com, and it has just a brief description on here about dabs. You know, just to kind of an unofficial definition, but it kind of just puts it into more recognizable terms. So basically, it says that dabs are various forms of high-grade hash, usually made with a process involving butane. The Urban Dictionary defines it, BHO, which is butane hash oil, as a medicinal marijuana product extracted from the plant and concentrated into a smokable oil. Also, an adjective to describe the mind state of those who smoke BHO or dabs. I don't really like the Urban Dictionary definition because it doesn't necessarily have to be for medicinal purposes. This person says that they personally smoke dabs to get as recreationally high as possible.
I did my first dabs the last time I was in Colorado a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it took her virginity.
Well, it says we are not talking about the hash that your dad used to smoke in the 70s.
That's the kind of hash I prefer. I love like natural hash, and I like solventless. I prefer it. You know, dabs are great.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What is solvent?
Solventless is ice water extracted, stuff like that.
Okay, what is that?
So you don't use any chemicals to release the trichomes from the
I'll
flower.
show you. Well, you can go up the mountain and do it. It's basically, they've got all these different bags that have screens through the bottom.
You can describe it to me, and it's not going to do
Well,
anything.
okay,
I'll show
but
you.
basically, dabs are extracted. Dabs are extracted using butane as a solvent.
Right.
And you need a solvent or an infusion or something to pull the trichomes out of the flower, and so that's BHO is generally using.
Is that why it has
butane.
that weird taste? Something it does?
I prefer, I just started dabbing. I just started trying it. I can't, sometimes that's terp, sometimes that's, whatever. But that's why I prefer solventless. That way I know that what I'm tasting. And I'm not dissing dabs at all.
I'm not dissing
I'm not
dabs.
dissing dabs.
You better not be
I'm
dissing
not
dabs.
dissing
That bitch face was the big dissing dabs. You know what happened to her.
Everybody, it's for me, I liken it to shots of alcohol. I prefer like organic alcohols, and some alcohols aren't, and that's why I smoke solventless.
I know one thing that it kind of makes a big difference for people is I know a lot of people that can smoke a bowl or smoke a blunt and still drink. You know what I mean? Like, and it doesn't really affect them. but people cannot drink and dab together.
I figured
I
that out for the
noticed
first time.
That is like
I
the quickest way
did.
to get the spins.
Oh, baby. That's why I think I was like,
Yes.
whoa. And I did 2 dabs when I'd never done dabs before. And then I drank some alcohol in the mountains, and I had just arrived. So, there was
Dabs-
actually an effect. I didn't want to get Dowd, Maureen Dowd, spinning, dying in her hotel room for being I think it was 120 milligrams at a time in a candy bar. I didn't want to dow down,
Wow.
on dabs, but I almost did because I had alcohol.
It's kind of, people need to remember too. those
I'm
of you out
trying
there
really
listening,
hard to get.
you have to think of dabs kind of in the same way that you do as an edible. You really need to start small and work your way up. Just because it looks like, okay, the perfect explanation was Cat Williams, and he did a stand-up comedy about dabs, and he was saying something about how, so you're in the dispensary, you're out there and you're smoking, you see all the flower products and stuff, and he said, then they got the door in the back. You don't go to the door in the back. I wish I never would have. He said that's where they got he said concentrate, the spickle, spatter, wax, butter, whatever you want to call it. He says I should have just never even touched it. They'll walk over there, put that little booger on there and walk away. And you'll be thinking, that little booger ain't gonna do shit. But no. What they didn't tell you is that taking a 1 dab is like hitting 100 blunts or 300 blunts at the same damn time, all at the same
Right,
damn
and
time.
that's why shops, I think, have a responsibility to make that clear. I mean, not only shops, adults. We're adults here. We have a responsibility to understand what we're putting in our bodies. Hello, but at least there could be. I love it when I see budtenders and people getting an education while they're buying their product. That way, they don't end up having a bad experience and being like, "Pot the bad idea should have never been legalized."
Well, it's kind of the same thing as when you go to, you go places and you'll take something and they'll make you sit there and they'll wait, for a minute to make sure, you'll get a shot or you'll get some medicine. They'll make you sit there and for 15 minutes to make sure that you're not having a bad reaction or something. It's kind of the same deal. You know what I mean? Take that dab, walk around, sit down if you need to, because sooner or later you're going to take one of those and it's going to knock you on your ass.
That's right.
And we don't want anybody to get in their cars trying to drive. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden they're 2 stone.
Yep, they need to know what they're doing. And it's just like any other substance. It's just like adult responsibility with alcohol. We all need, if you're going to indulge, you need to know what you're doing. You need to have a plan. You need to be responsible for it. Because if you're not, I know we're all kind of riding a green wave right now. We're all like, woo, freedom. But we're going to see our freedoms, start to get infringed upon again if people aren't responsible. And it's up to us as consumers, it's up to us as advocates, it's up to us as organizations and industry to make sure that people, understand what's going on. This is new. It's like it's like a kid in candy shop, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. I see it all the time. Just being at places like the Speakeasy, 420 Speakeasy, and the regular one, Mr. Nice Guys, Club History, all of them. When you see, you can kind of tell who's a newbie when they walk into the club, because they'll walk in right to the front door and they'll just stop and kind of look around like, wait a minute. They don't know what to do. They don't really know where they're supposed to go. Or, is this real? But then what really makes me laugh is you see the older generations come in and the looks on their faces, they get so excited and they get so happy. I'm dying to try to get my dad to come to one of these. One of these days.
I get word from my dad in Washington all the time. Oh, I'm smoking this, I'm liking that, I'm doing that. I'm like, in Washington, he moved from Alaska, but now he's in Washington, and I love getting reports on what strains I should try from my dad.
I love old people that smoke. A friend of mine, we'll call him. I don't want to get this person in trouble because they're in an anti-state, but they came out to Colorado, and his little old man and his little old man friend, they're up hiking the mountain. His buddy tosses him some spray. He squirts a bunch of it. He goes, "Hey, what's this gonna do to me?" His buddy goes, "I don't know, but we're about to find out." This little old man wandered around the woods for like 3 hours just giggling and looking at shit. I love little old stoners.
That's so funny. I think it's great when you can always come across those really professional, really conservative people who that they used to do the whole hippie thing back in the 60s. They were part of Woodstock. They just, they
The man that he got this spray from is a super professional.
It's so great when they can finally reveal that and it comes out, because you see just a whole other side of happiness and joy just come from a person. Especially now. And that's probably why Colorado people are so happy all the time. This is the only place I've been where you can be driving down the street and you can just wave to somebody in the neighborhood and they'll wave back to you.
That's right.
They're not going to look at you like you're crazy.
I was walking in Manitou, and I went across the street, and this woman, I was about to let her go by, drive by, and she says out the window, "No, honey, you walk by. You're beautiful. I want to see you walk by." Walking in Manitou, she was beautiful, let me tell you. But people are smiling and happy, and I think it's because we
Tori, do you have the Virgin Mary smoking pot on your shirt?
I do.
Space
Okay.
Cowgirl. We're going to have to touch on this because I'm going to get in trouble for talking about it, man. Okay, we'll be back. dress. This is your girl, Miss Miranda Rides. You're listening to Let's Hash It Out on K-High Radio, your one and only marijuana station. Let'sTalkPot.com. We'll be right back after this.
I'm like, dude, we're not supposed to look at your shirt. I'm like, is it really? It's Vanessa's stuff. I know, right? You have such a high pitch giggle. Do you know who that is? Do you know who the man is? That's the owner of the Secret Pop. Tell me you love me. I've never heard of the Secret Pop. It's like a really big deal. It's like the best concentrate artists around get together.
Before concentrates.
Okay,
like,
don't forget
like
that thing.
YouTube video, so if you don't want to say, don't say it.
They can hear it.
Well, okay, now I'm turning my mic back on.
You have to wait for the clear.
Yeah. Once he says we're all clear, now we're good. But YouTube is can still hear us and they can still watch us. No, we didn't say the name or anything.
Okay,
Don't worry.
but it was like,
Don't worry. A lot of the times the feed is really distorted.
okay. No, but can they hear me now?
Let me turn. You're this.
If you could, just until I get it okayed from him. You know
So
what I mean?
hey, Sonar. So
Like, I have to
a
make
question for you: do you guys have any control, or do you guys work with this YouTube feed at all? Or no? It's all like okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
He said he's cool. I don't see him.
So I have one.
Yeah, just until he absolutely says okay. You know, he's not going to be.
Hello, caller, you're live. Hello, caller, you're live. Oh, hey, we're on a commercial break right now. So, can you stay on the line for a second? Can you stay on the line? Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Just hold on, okay?
Yeah, I mean, he said sure, so.
Yo.
We were talking about something and she wasn't sure about if she can say his name and we forgot she brought up the YouTube feed.
Okay.
It's fine. He's not going to care.
He's not like he's a big deal, so we don't want to get him in trouble.
Well, I just saw him to be mad because he didn't, like I said, can I announce it? And he didn't say yes or no yet, so it's fine. But he said sure, so why would he care? You know what I mean? I just.
Okay, if it comes back,
It was on me. I know. It was on me. He won't be mad.
cut her balls off. Cut her balls off. Not mine. What me?
It's not.
Okay, Leo, we're back in about 30 seconds, okay?
So we're going to talk about what?
Yep. Leo, you there? Yeah. Okay.
You know, I wore like my bead stuff in Kansas too.
If he gets mad at me, I'll just make all the stoner girls, high girls show up painted at his house, and then he will forgive me.
Okay, cool. And we are back. This is your girl, Miss Miranda Rights, and you're listening to Hash It Out on K-High Radio. Don't forget, guys, you can check us out on YouTube. That is youtube.com, of course. Go to K-High, that's K space high. There you'll be able to check out all of our live videos, including the live feed that is on right now. And you can always give us a call at 719-591-5874. That's 719-591-KUSH. And so before we went to the break here, we were sitting here with Tori, and we just now got pointed out that her shirt has the Virgin Mary with a weed leaf on it.
Oh yeah, she has, you know, a cannabis leaf coming out of her heart. It matches my necklace as well. So it says Mary Jane. It has a heart with a cannabis leaf. It's from actually my editor at Ladybug Magazine, Vanessa Waltz. But my editor at Ladybug Magazine, Vanessa Waltz, has her own clothing line coming out called Space Cowgirl. So you can find her beautiful jewelry on Silverkind Jewelry on Facebook and silverkindjewelry.com. But it's awesome jewelry and clothing for like women that's pro cannabis, it's tastefully done. But I actually wore my weed love clothes, my Space Cowgirl, say no to CBD only, you know, hat shirt all the way through Kansas. You know,
Wow.
and I was a little bit nervous in my Mary Jane shirt with a heart with a cannabis sleeve. I was actually not nervous, but I definitely felt, you know, people's heads turn. Like I was openly wearing.
I'm so open to normally wearing stuff that, I mean, I have leggings that have weed leaves all over them. Okay, that's what, I mean, I don't wear them when I go out with my children, but other than that, you know, I don't know if I could do the Mary. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
Well, you know, and
I
I
think
went
it's
to a Catholic
cute.
school. I went to a Catholic school as of this rebellion. I'm kind of a rebel anyways. But to be honest, that I had a conversation with like a 80-something-year-old man in Kansas yesterday, or the day before, and he told me, you know, and I expected
when you were saying you got school?
yeah, he told me that God put the plant here and God's not, you know, and like
You are
I've heard,
absolutely correct. You're absolutely right.
THC can't be evil. It's not like part of the plant is good CBD and part is evil THC. It's not that way. It's not that CBD is the only medicinal part. THC is just to get high. You know, I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with feeling good. So when
You are so correct.
yeah,
I'm impressed.
so the old man telling me in the middle of Kansas, in Dodge City, Kansas, as I'm hanging up signs for Shauna Vanda and Amber Thurman, that he's schooling me that, you know, God put it here. So I feel good wearing this. I'm good.
That's good.
It's a conversation starter.
I stand corrected. I take it back. So at the beginning of the show, I announced that officially, and I keep forgetting to say this, and I'm sorry, Aaliyah, you're probably going to be so mad at me. Let me just start that one over. So this is Hash It Out, presented to you by the Stoner High Girls in Denver. And on the phone with us, we have the owner of the Stoner High Girls, Miss Aaliyah.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And, oh my gosh, you are have to be so mad at me. And I keep forgetting. I have to remember. Stoner High Girls present my show. Stoner High Girls present my show. Just give me a kick in the ass to tell me that.
It's all right.
We got to actually have some support in here. So I'm sorry.
Aaliyah, I'll have her at the house when you get there, and we can just be mean to her.
Please want me to thank you. I would.
Okay, now guys. Okay. See, this is. Okay, I'm officially blushing now over here. Okay, so, anyways, so how's it going, Aaliyah? I know that you've been through a little bit of craziness up there, but all drama aside, how are you doing? I miss you.
So much good better too, and I'm happy that
Oh, well, that's great. I'm happy for her. You know, hey, you know, it always works good when somebody's not feeling good, right? Some good old cannabis.
Here, I'll do one for her right now. Hey, while we are on the dab subject, I'm gonna let Miss Miranda make a special announcement. She's got a real special guest coming on.
When is this person?
Anytime, we'll work that out, but you know, around you guys' schedule. But
Oh, I can announce his name and everything. Okay, hold on, wait. Let me go back. Daniel.
It's Daniel Distills.
Daniel Distills. Okay.
And he is the owner of Top Shelf Extracts and also the Secret Cup. And he really knows his business on the dabs. So there you go, Mama.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. Well, I'm so excited. Right? So, you know, Aaliyah, I was promised last week that I was going to have some Stoner High Girls body painted here in my studio. I don't see no naked ladies in here.
I don't.
We both looked at Tori. Yeah, of course, you know that. I mean, you guys are welcome. You're welcome to walk in the door any day you want. You know that.
Shoot, if I come in the town tomorrow, Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I make it into town tomorrow, that's usually about, I might go in
Well, we are actually
Miranda.
we're gonna be doing all of the shows here on KHAT are gonna be doing them live from the expo, the US Cannabis Expo happening tomorrow. Yeah.
Then I'll be there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be there doing my show live, and then I actually have a special guest, my buddy Chris out there from Bay City, Michigan. Him, if you guys all remember out there, his brother is actually suffering from epilepsy, and so he called into our show, and we just became really good friends. And so he actually got a pair of these expo tickets for him and a bunch of his friends, and they're all gonna be driving out here all the way from Michigan. And so they're gonna be out here. We're gonna go to the expo, and then we're leaving straight from there down to the Speakeasy, and we're gonna be doing the meet and greet with Baby Bash. And then we're going to be going to the concert from there. So I'm going to be excited. And I want to give a shout out to my Denver 420 nurses. They are also going to be there tomorrow down at the Baby Bash experience. So it's going to be so cool. I'm excited.
So
I don't have that
conversation?
You want to have that conversation? Not today. We don't got
Wait.
No, it's going to be good.
I just need to see out with you guys at Baby Bash.
I will miss you while you're at Baby Bash Love. But just real quick before you, I want to say Weed Reviewer Magazine, Brittany and Andrew Daly were in with us one time, and they
I'm
are
excited.
actually the hosts of the Cannabis Expo.
I am so excited.
So
Those guys are so great. They're doing such an amazing job with the Weed Reviewer out there.
I'm hearing
Here's
great
the phone
things
for those
about
of you on
yeah.
YouTube, if you want, you can check it out. So get in front of the camera.
I'm hearing great things about the Cannabis Expo tomorrow.
I'm really
excited to see
excited.
some of the speakers.
I'm excited to see who this John Patterson or this Jeffrey Patterson guy is. The
I'm
comic.
excited for you to meet
Jeffrey Peterson. That's what it is. Sorry, my bad.
I'm excited to go in general. I've never been before.
This will be my first event ever.
Really?
It's my first ever cannabis
I
event.
too. I'm breaking your virginity all over the place.
Hold the phone. You mean to tell me that you are a contributing executive editor, director, whatever, for Ladybug Magazine, for Skunk Magazine? You are one of the top people for Parents for Pot. You are this like boss woman for cannabis, and this is your first cannabis event.
It is. Yes, I was supposed to be at the Emerald Cup with my skunk peeps and my Parents for Pop peeps in California, but my mom has cancer and got sick. That was supposed to be my first event, and so I'm making up for it. So this will actually be this will be my first cannabis.
I totally forgot. You're still a newbie in all of this. Just
I
like me,
am,
huh?
and I'm from Wisconsin. That's my
Go,
girl.
you go, girl.
I'm really excited for you to meet Brittany from the Weed Reviewer Magazine.
She is a
I mean,
sweetheart.
she
She's a
is
doll.
got, you two are going to get along so fabulously.
I love my women in the industry. I love my sisters.
You know, I'd really like her to meet Diane too, if we could arrange that, because, you know, she really,
well, everybody wants to meet Diane.
I love Diane. I love her. Diane, please throw us another party.
Oh yeah, the Ladybug relaunch party that I missed it.
Oh, it
Postmates, my mom
was
was there.
incredible. It was
That
such
looked
a
so
good time, and the goodie bags were nice
Yeah.
too. And
Yeah.
I smoked some dingus.
Well,
That
and
was
Ladybug-
so hard.
Well, I'm so proud of Ladybug because we celebrate women and we empower each other, and right now we're taking pitch stories, and it's not just, if you're on board with Ladybug, you get to write. No, you can pitch us a story, and when, we'll look at it.
I got some stories on the mind to pitch.
Oh, honey, you
I
pitch
got a
some
bunch.
stories, go to ladybug.com. We're taking, complete stories right now, complete blogs.
I was
Oh,
serious about my offer about that interview the other day.
Oh, well, no, we're good. We can, I'm working, right? Yeah, we'll talk about tripping. We'll talk about tripping when it's time to talk about tripping. It's ladybud.com, and actually, yeah, that's right, Ladybud. Although we're quite the ladybugs. If you're a grower, and you know what usefulness ladybugs have,
Hey, they work wonders.
Some
They
lady
do.
bugs,
So
they
we
get out
do
of the
too.
bag and they bite you and they're
Oh, no,
horrible.
they're not.
Crying names,
Lady-
you get, no, I don't like them.
Well,
They
but for the
bite you.
plants, well, hey, I'm just saying some plant karma right there. Because let me tell you, for the plants, they love the plants. They keep them clean. They keep them
Praying
healthy.
mantis work well too. And they are not creepy. And
Oh.
they don't bite you.
But yeah, so I love Ladybug because it's not just about the women, but Diane Kornbacher, she's been around for 25 years in the industry and in activism. So she gets it, what it's like to be a mom, what it's like to be a woman, what it's like to be an activist.
Wasn't she used to be a model for High Times, right?
Yes, she was.
See, and this, I'm dying to meet her. I've heard so many things. I mean, when I first even joined into the industry, her name was one of the first ones that I even popped up. And I saw it in a magazine I was reading. I can't remember which one it was, but I know it was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
And just reading a little bit about her, it's inspiring to see
Yeah.
other women do so well.
And she was,
so influential in it, because that's really what we need.
And she was an editor at Skunk. She changed, John Bragado's tells me all the time, she changed the direction of Skunk from, just celebrating our bodies, which happens in the industry, and, it's part of it, to also celebrating what we do with the plant. And the Women of Weed issue that came out a couple months ago was full of my sisters, and I was so proud. And to meet new women that I'd never heard of before and see the incredible things that they're doing across the country and actually across the world. So, celebrating women in the industry and cannabis industry. I mean, it's a girl plant. Come on now. You can't help but recognize, you can't help but recognize the power that the women in cannabis have. And, it's starting to get recognized through people like Diane Thornbacher.
That's way cool.
And Ladybug Magazine.
That's way cool. I can't believe
What would Diane do?
Exactly. What would Diane do? Ask yourself, sisters, what would Diane do?
Well, you guys heard it first. So, Aaliyah, we're getting ready to cut out of my hour here, but thank you so much, honey, for calling in. I will talk to you here soon, okay?
Okay, have a good day, Mom.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so you guys, I am excited to meet this family. I hope that she's gonna like me. I know that sounds like such a girl thing to say, right?
Everybody says that. I have yet to meet Diane in person, and I've worked with Diane for 2 years now.
Wow.
Isn't that so? I had just expressed a comment about mothers or patients being told to move to a state that's legal and both sides of the argument, and she let me write an article. And next thing I know, I'm working with Parents for Pot, and I've been supported by her and Skunk Magazine, and she supports.
You said you were talking to her about me.
Well, I did. I said I met this amazing woman.
See, and that's you guys. I'm your girl, Miss Miranda Wrights. We're gonna have to continue this again for another day. This is K-Hi, Let's Talk Pot.com. We'll see you guys later.
Oh my God.
I know that was loud.
I don't know if I can do it.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, so we always have so much to say here. We never get anything.
I know, we need more time.
Right, we need more time. Thank you, everybody at YouTube watching. See you guys later.
They're on the horns all day.